Man, the things you gotta do for a hot bath around here. Good evening, my name's Morganon, and I bid you all welcome back to Gothic 2, where uploads have been slow, again. Not much to say about that, that's just how things are, but we are, I think, kind of in the home stretch here. It'll probably take 1 or 2 episodes per dragon, and probably 1 episode to cover the other 2 guilds to really show how to approach the dragons in, different builds. They're all kind of gonna rely on a few crutches just by the nature of the beast. But for today, normally I would start... Shit, I lost my notes because I had to... Alright. Normally, I would run and get Biff to start with. Biff is the dragon hunter who we can actually enlist in, as a mercenary. Ironically, he was not a mercenary. What am I looking for? I must start at the path. So, our first target is a swamp dragon that Auric referenced last time. And he is in the area... We've seen it before. We passed it when we were bringing Diego out of, his little hideout. Way back there. You know what? I will take Biff with me. It's not really that much of a problem to have him. There's just a few cases where it's a little bit easier to take a path that he has trouble following, but I think we'll manage.
How would you like to work for me from now on?
Why not? What are you paying?
Now, I forget what happens if you say this. I think he just refuses to ever work for you. Like, this starts a fight and he refuses to ever work for you. I'll have to double check that and confirm. I don't feel like doing it right now. If you say you get half the booty, what actually happens is he will ask for money less often, but then expect a big dose of any of the loot you get from killing the dragons. So alternatively, we just say this, and there are ways to basically avoid paying him too much.
Well, I'll pay you 100 gold coins for now.
All right, then. It's a start anyway. Go ahead. I'll follow you.
So, we've been hanging on to this for a long time. I'll just take that. He can keep the rest.
Well, we'll see the next time.
Oh, will we?
I'm starting to get the feeling that I should get more money from you. I want another 100 gold coins.
So he says that because we looted him. If we had actually taken the money back from knocking him down, would have made more sense. But I think it seems like it was almost an attempt to prevent you from exploiting the fact that you can knock him down and take the money back. But it doesn't really work out that way, because you can wait until you give him a huge amount of money and then take it all back at once, and then he'll ask for 100 gold.
All right, you're worth it.
I should say so. Then let's get going.
So I would think to leave the area and come back so he ends up back at full health. But I think we'll manage without that. Actually, no, we need to do that because he needs to be at full health for the dragon. So, what we can do is teleport back to the castle and then come back. So you can tell him to leave, but if you do that, you can hire him again, but you can only do that a total of like 3 times before he basically says, stop fucking around with me. So the alternative is to go back to the castle and then back to the pass. This should result in him appearing down the road, but with more health. It's a little bit trickier. I found that the NPCs have more trouble showing up here than they do outside the castle. We can pick them up outside the castle, but it just means it'll take longer to get where we want to go. But similar to how we cheated to get Bilgot to show up here. If we head up and down the path, should get him to show up there. I think this is kind of like a fail-safe thing. The same thing happens when you're gallivanting around the canyon with the pirates. If you lose track of them, they're scripted to show up back at the entrance to the canyon so that you don't lose them for good. Because the follower AI gets real funky. Alright, so that didn't seem to have worked. I suspected that. Perhaps if we go back and, like, rest. That's the other thing. Resting when you have a follower. I've said this many times. Resting when you have a follower causes them to
listen to the wrong people.
Teleport back to where they started. But since they're a follower, it really messes it up, and sometimes you can lose them for good.
For in us.
For I knows. Let's see if that worked. Alright. That's kind of annoying. But it's not the end of the world. Because we can pick him up somewhere else.
It was just like you said. I'm not telling you anything new.
If we head straight out here, this is like the default place for him to just reappear. And there he is. Now, the easiest way to get through here would really be to head that way. Normally, I go up the river the way we went to get to Marcos the first time. I suppose it would be quicker to go that way, but there's a shit ton of orcs there. We can kind of take the back way, which may be marginally safer. I don't usually go that direction, so I don't remember how many orcs spawn in by this point of the game. I know there'll be some under the arch there. I did make notes for this bit, but I've already broken with it because there are some things I meant to do before we left the castle. It was kind of a last-minute decision to record this. Normally I like having a plan and sitting down when I am fully prepared. But been too slow to upload videos. So I want this taken care of. Get something out there for all y'all's view and pleasure. I got enough potions. Wow, he switched directions real quick. Alright, Beef, I gave you that sword. Show me how you use it.
Alright. So much for you, filthy beast.
Yeah, that's the reason I held on to that sword for so long, because he just has such a basic axe that giving him that weapon, which is one of the strongest ones in the game, really improves his damage output. So I highly recommend giving it to him if it's not a weapon you're going to use yourself. And as far as I recall, we can test it real quick. Yeah, so he's equivalent abilities in one- and two-handed weapons. You can even give him a crossbow if you want. The thing is, he's a lot less effective with it. And has a tendency to default to it, which means when the enemy actually approaches, he has to go through the rigmarole of putting it away. So it's not advised. Nice. But yeah, if your best weapon that you can give him happens to be a one-handed, doesn't really do him any harm to use that instead. All right, let's freeze that guy.
Another one of those things.
Yeah, there's another many of those things. Oh god, he's going for the shaman. Son of a bitch, Biff. You absolute moron. Oh, bollocks! Biff, you failed me. Unbelievable. I can't believe he's done this. $100 gold pieces he asked for, 200 pretty much, and a brand new sword. And he gets himself stuck on a wall. And now he's vanished. Now we're gonna have to go back and pick him up. Should just loot these guys.
There.
I don't know why I let all this loot go to waste.
Nothing there. Nothing to be had there.
I know most people who play this game do not rely on NPCs at all. So Biff, they just leave behind. But, I don't know. I kind of learned how to use the AI to my advantage. And having somebody just pull aggro and tank a lot of damage is really helpful. As long as you use them right, because if you over-rely on them, they can actually die pretty quickly. So it's a very delicate balancing act to make them useful and not do more harm than good. He's just chilling over there. So yeah, you go too far away, they despawn, and he just gets set back there as his new resting point. Honestly, we could make this a lot easier if I just send him, tell him to go back, and then pick him up at the pass, because that's where he goes if you're not actively hiring him. Why don't you take care of this asswipe? You gotta be kidding me, man. What is wrong with you? Maybe hiring him was a mistake. Now, if you want to, you can swing by Fagith's mining site over there. I don't recommend it right now. They're not really in a... Where the fuck is Biff? What does this dude keep getting stuck on? This is unbelievable. I swear, anytime I actually, use this dude off screen, he's so much more useful, but anytime I'm recording or streaming, he just completely falls apart. This is unreasonable. Alright, screw this alternative path.
This is where
Suit yourself.
Sorry, I didn't realize we haven't heard that dialogue, so skipping it's kind of uncool. I swear my middle mouse button now doesn't work as well as it used to. I'm having issues with my gamepad earlier, and now my mouse is doing unwell, which annoys me. I could have rested if we were doing all this, but whatever. So this is where he ends up back. And like I said, if you keep sending... You can rehire him, but if you keep sending him away, eventually he'll refuse to be hired again.
Well, all right then.
You know, just for what an inconvenience you've been to me so far, I think I will end up taking my money back. Which I wasn't gonna do, because I don't usually... I may show and explain exploits in this game, but I don't usually actually use them. This dude's already cost me more money than anything he's given back. Just because of everything I have to do to work around his suddenly, inexplicably fucked up AI. Which I just don't understand why he's behaving so poorly. So, this is usually the way I go. Quite a bit safer. We don't really run into any orcs in this direction. And we can check in on a few people we haven't seen in a little while. So as you give them dragon snipers a big, wide berth. I don't know why I called them snipers. Dude, you were able to hop over the stupid little ledge earlier. Why are you having so much trouble on knee-high obstacles? Alright, so we had the two hunters who were chilling at the campfire right around the corner here. Why don't we see how they've gotten on since we last met them? Bzz. Well, I see one fewer hunter.
Hey, you!
Hey, you.
What can you teach me?
What do you want to know?
That's not what I wanted.
Are you alone here at the moment?
Yeah, my buddy Ingram is up and left. Yesterday he said he was having a vision. Someone speaking to him very softly. Well, I didn't hear a thing. I just thought to myself, he's gone off the deep end. And then he was suddenly gone. I have no idea where he went. If you should see Ingram anywhere, tell him he still owes me a lurker skin, the bastard.
But I was under the impression that he didn't even want to leave here until the orcs are gone.
Like I said, something's wrong with him.
Have you seen anyone come by here?
Yeah, there's been some mighty funny fellas running around here lately. They strut about in spiffed up armor and act all important.
Well, that sounds familiar.
What do those funny fellows want here?
They asked me about provisions and equipment. Man, I barely got enough for myself. They were going on about killing dragons and such. Lord knows where those boys came from, but they didn't look particularly trustworthy.
Well, they certainly don't seem to be. But Engrom, I wonder what's gotten into his head. Oh, wait. I know what's gotten into his head. So, I don't know if I showed it last time, but a few names have appeared on here that were not here before, namely Engrom and Randolph. Oh no. Oh, Randolph. Right. So like I said, you might be tempted to use the bed here at some point, but all that's gonna do is make Biff go back to his default position. And I don't feel like doing that run around again. So, all the dragon hunters have moved over here. They're not waiting at the pass anymore. The only exception is Gorn. He did not come with them. So Hawker and whatever this dude's name was, Kjorn, they're still here if you need their services for any reason. Alright, so if we go our usual way across that bridge there, puts us scary close to a lot of hungry snappers up there. So instead, we can take the side route over here. Which I don't remember if I showed last time we were coming through here. There's a couple dragon hunters
Come here, you filthy
parked
beast.
on the bench.
Hey, I've
One
still
less
got it.
monster around.
I don't feel like dealing with them. So we'll let them reset and mosey on past. We'll deal with them when the time comes, but this is not where we're here to waste our time. These bandits really confuse me.
What a silly bastard.
I don't know why they're just standing in like a, Hey, you don't get the money. That's my money.
You poor sucker. You didn't even have any gold on you.
So that's one of the problems with Biff, which he never did it before, but for some reason, even in the test run I did, well, it was a few weeks ago now, he started looting the bandits when we killed them, which is something I almost never see him do. It's just one of those quirks of this game. The AI can
I'm gonna rip you to pieces.
just do the weirdest things. No, you want to take care of that? Oh boy. Yeah, still a few more, dude. Who's that swinging?
Die.
I think he did die. Oh, you bastards! They flanked me! Dude, are you kidding? Oh my fucking god! What the hell is going on? What a clusterfuck this episode has been. Never seen anything like this in my
Nothing to
life.
plunder.
I think we just lost Biff again because I had to retreat.
You're in for it now. You're in for it now.
You know what? We really don't need Biff for this first dragon. We actually have some more support for this one. But obviously, the more hands on deck, the easier these encounters get. But given how much trouble he's been, and the fact that he's just really not completely necessary, I don't feel like going back for him. Right. We got better firepower than they do, at least. No idea where all these idiots are coming from and what kind of banditry they expect to get up to around here. It seems like one of those cases where developer just couldn't decide what kind of enemies to repopulate the area with, and they're like, well, there are bandits here before, so put in more. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It's not what I wanted. Luckily, I guess now that we lost him, we can feel free to take a rest here. Now, maybe I will go get him. I mean, it's not that far. I just clip it out of the video. Just to show you how just having some backup will actually trivialize this first fight. But unfortunately, we cannot duplicate that for all the rest of them. So how's Marcos doing? Whoa. Just letting this dude camp with you? Oh my.
Turn back before it's too late for you.
I shall not. Alright, so I recommend luring him away. I said before that when you get into fights as a mage, people tend to come to your defense, and they're very homicidal when that happens. So, because we had to use the steel energy spell, Engram might end up being unhappy when he gets up. So, if we have to use this Oblivion, we don't need to talk to him, but might as well.
Oh, my head.
Wait a minute.
Evil has taken possession of you. Let me help you.
Don't touch me! I'm out of here.
Well, he's out of here. If you follow him, he's liable to end up dead because, well, he's just gonna run in any random direction.
How's the situation?
Thank you for your help. Unos will give us the strength to stand firm.
Stand firm. Alright, well, this ore doesn't seem to be getting very far, does it? Alright, well, I guess let's go pick up Biff. And we will see you shortly. I changed my mind because I forgot that picking up Biff will mean going back to the castle. So screw that. If he doesn't want to stick around and earn his money, then he won't get it. But we have some fellows camping out here. Rod.
Everything all right with you?
These boots are killing me. The new armor's really great, but why do the straps on these boots have to be so tight? If I loosen them, the boots nearly drop off my feet.
Where did you get those boots?
That old warhorse Bennett made them for us dragon hunters. and had us pay him generously for that junk to boot. If I ever lay hands on him, I'll make him eat the things first and then force him to give me my money back.
What are you waiting for?
For Cypher to get his ass going at last. It's about time we left.
Okay, so I guess these two decided squatting on the camp wasn't for them. I always found it funny that Cypher comes up with better armor than Rod. But on top of that, Rod shows up with this shitty little one-handed sword. When he made all the big talk about being a big burly man with a big man's sword back at the landowner's farm.
Nice camp.
You said it. Stinks like a slaughterhouse here. Dead animals and rotten trees everywhere.
What are you doing here?
I've been sitting here for some time, just waiting for the right moment.
Right moment? For what?
There's supposed to be a dragon holed up over there. A pretty vile swamp has built up there since he came. I can well remember a time when you wouldn't get your feet wet around here. But now, I'd never go in there alone. Well, Rod is still here, but he'd run at the first sight of meat bugs. What about you? You didn't just come here for the pleasure of it, did you? Let's go in there together.
Sounds like a plan.
Why not? I could use some help.
That's good. Then I can finally get out of here. This stink is unbearable. Just give the word.
Now would be a good moment to get going.
Let's go then.
Let's do it. So yeah, we could have a crew of 4, but we'll manage with 3. Turns out the swamp dragon is the easiest dragon of all. Beg your pardon.
The swamp starts just behind the next bend here. I suggest we go straight through here, or you can also check the passage over there, so none of the beasts can attack us from the rear. What do you prefer?
Let's not waste any time.
So it doesn't actually give you a choice, but I think the intent, Cypher and Rod here will just run through on their own. They're not actually waiting for you. Which unfortunately also means that they... Oh, you do get the XP. I always keep forgetting that. But, yeah, they will keep going on their own, so you don't actually have to stay with them. So if you wanted to go through the rear passage on your own, you could. No real need to. None of the monsters attack from the rear as Cypher suggested they might. So that's not a concern. Honestly, we can save mana and just let these guys mop them up. They are very durable. The lizard men definitely aren't going to kill them, although Rod's taking a few hits.
Beast.
But it ain't no big. What the hell? That swamp rat was already injured.
Another one of those things.
Cypher, why don't you lend a hand here? Oh god, oh god. Okay. Well, as long as we're quick about this, there's not really much concern of their HP. I don't believe we can give him either of them healing potions, unless they added that.
I can already hear the creature. We must be careful. Go ahead and see if we can attack.
I mean... There's nothing really stopping us, but there's also no cover for me to do any kind of recon, so... Oh, we can give healing potions.
Here, take the healing potion.
Let's just keep Rod in shape. Alright. Well, we can see the devil himself. So, the two of them stay way back here, and there's a very good reason for that. As long as we have a charged Eye of Innos in our inventory, we can approach the dragons and they won't be hostile. Without that, they would be immediately hostile, which means they're immediately hostile to any NPC that approaches. So that's why they stay back, and if you had Biff with you, he would also stay back. So we have to go in and engage in conversation before the fight can begin.
Woe unto you if you come one step closer.
Ah, the Eye of Innos seems to work.
Many of your sort have come. I have swept them all away.
Save your breath. Your big words don't scare me, you stinking spawn of hell. Tell me what I want to know, or I will make you drown in your own blood.
You dare to threaten me, little worm? Name just one reason why I should not tear you into 1,000 pieces right now.
I'm an envoy of Enos, and I carry the sacred eye on me. You have no choice. You must surrender to my will or be destroyed.
Ah! Say what you want of me.
Who are you?
My name is Pandador, and you would be well advised if you crawl back under the rock from whence you came.
Where can I find the rest of you repulsive creatures?
The elements from which everything is made hold this world together. Each one stands for the ability to control a part of the world. Search for the elements, and you will find the others.
Servant of evil, what made you appear here? Have you only come to spread terror and panic?
The higher meaning
probably
of
a lot
our
of death,
Congress
too.
in this world, little human, will remain hidden to you.
What in the name of Innes must I do to ban you once again from the realms of humankind?
Before you can act, you must first understand the meaning of our Congress. However, no one will disclose that to you of his own free will. The eye alone could loosen our tongues and reveal to you our true goals. In any case, it will be of no use to you when you are dead. The eye has granted you access. However, single combat alone will decide whether you are worthy of me.
How can I get the other dragons to talk?
Only my heart could help you to renew the power of the eye, but you will not succeed in snatching away my heart.
You're only supposed to tell the truth.
The power of the eye is exhausted. Your life ends here, human.
And now I run, because we need these guys to take point. So, the dragons, you'll see, chuck a few fireballs. But other than that, they only have one attack. Alright, our lightning bolts don't seem to be doing jack shit. That's fine, Rod basically soloed it. It's funny how only in the conversation with dragons do we really see the cockiness of the hero. So it's kind of the same way with the orc shaman in the first game.
Damn, is it dead?
Calm down. It's over.
Boy, what a humdinger.
Well, yeah, you saw how little effect we were having. That's kind of why being a mage is pretty much a guarantee that you're not going to be able to solo any of the dragons. Even though their AI fucks up like that one did. They just kind of sat there and tanked all the hits. But that's just how he be sometimes. You might have also noticed that his health was regenerating during the course of the fight. That's the biggest problem fighting these guys. So the health regen was actually something they added to the dragons with the Night of the Raven expansion.
Another one of those things.
Hey, whatever, you can do that. You can't explore the rest of the swamp. There's really nothing out there. There's some swamp sharks out that way. Bunch of blood flies. And that's about it. What was I saying? Yeah, so in Vanilla Gothic 2, the dragons actually had a lot more hit points. In Night of the Raven, they altered them to have fewer hit points, but they have a health regen. So you pretty much have to constantly maintain damage. The thing is, the health regen is actually very buggy. The pace of it is randomly decided. I can't remember if it's like on launch or on load, or if it can even be randomized over the course of the fight. But there are certain conditions that'll stop it from happening too, which are not really in your control. Usually based on how the dragon's moving around. But the problem is any Circle 4 spell, which is all we have access to at this point, basically none of them can outpace the damage of the dragon's regen. So that's why being a mage is the one path that well and truly got broken in Night of the Raven. Because it's just, there's no way you can deal with these dragons on your own.
What's the matter with you?
These boots. These blasted boots.
And what are you gonna do now?
The questions you ask. First thing, I'll buy myself some new boots, man.
Man?
The swamp dragon is dead. What are you gonna do now?
No idea. I haven't thought about it, really. At any rate, you could now return to Corinus as a hero. Bet there's a pile to be made out of this. Think about it.
Oh, I wish. Unfortunately, nobody really cares. I don't really understand Rod's complaint with his boots. How the straps can be so tight, but he can't loosen them without them falling off. I think he just wants something to complain about. Anyway, that's done. Now, the first thing we gotta do every time we come back here, head straight for the alchemist bench and use the dragon's heart to restore the Eye of Innos. Oh, and one more thing. If you do want, you can find hunters who can teach you to take blood and scales from the dragons. The dragon scales can be useful to you as a dragon hunter, because those are actually used to buy improved armor. You're going to want to bring those to Bennett. Dragon blood, I can't remember if somebody asked for it. Oh, Jan here will also ask for dragon scales, but I really do not recommend giving them to him. He will make you the armor, but he makes it at a much more expensive rate than Bennett.
That's not what I heard.
So you can get the same armor from Bennett for a lot cheaper, especially because he will pay you for each dragon scale you give him.
I've got news about the dragons.
Report.
I killed the dragon in the swamp to the east of here.
That's good news. Here, I'll give you some money toward your equipment.
Have there been any more dragon attacks in the meantime?
Luckily not. For the moment, they're holding off.
You would think that they would raise the offensive as soon as they realized I was coming to kill them, and had in fact killed one of them. But they seemed content to chill and wait for death.
Hey! I need more information about the dragons. I've already killed one of them. Can you tell me where to look for the others?
There is a rock fortress to the south, far behind the volcano. Our spies have reported that the fortress is heavily guarded. Maybe one of them is hiding out there.
I need more. I've already...
At the moment.
So, he tells you about the rock dragon second. I always thought he told you about the fire dragon second. Interesting. So I guess the rock dragon is technically supposed to be...
That's been known a long time.
Not as dangerous as the fire dragon.
Wouldn't be so sure.
I don't remember. I'll have to double check. See what the respective levels are. Anyway. So, because of all the mishaps this episode... No, get back up, you idiot. Because of all the mishaps, this episode has ended up... Oh my goodness. Longer than I planned for. Thought we might take care of a couple other things around here, but... Seems like this episode is fated to...
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Keep running into problems, so maybe we'll just save them for next time. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you kindly for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow on Twitch if you want to see some live stream nonsense every weekend. And check out the link to my Discord server below if you want to hang out there. And otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you next time.
I don't believe this is going to change.
I'd have done it differently.
I can't believe that.
I'm no better off myself.
I don't know why he gets so worked up.